Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Majin Starcraft. Today we're going to bring you a match between NEXSickness and this guy. This apparently translates into Grunts, or apparently another name for him is bimaeneo, but we're going to call him Grunts because that's what the text on the screen translates into. And I prefer, to actually refer to his actual name in-game. So yeah, welcome to today's game, Terran versus Protoss. A little bit of switching up after the Terran versus the Protoss versus Zerg matches we've had. I'm hoping this match will be really good because last game we had with NEXSickness was really awesome. Despite actually reading a lot of comments about that game, calling it boring. I'm sometimes surprised what people find boring, but hey, what are you gonna do? The map, as you can see, is Delta Quadrant, so 4-player map, and that you can already tell how will affect the early game. As you can see, this scout for NEXSickness has already been delayed, simply because he's actually gonna scout Grunts quite late, because he's probably gonna go in a counterclockwise motion, first going here, then finally to the Terran position. But there's not really anything for him to spot. As you can see, only a barracks and a supply depot and a nice refinery on the way, so nothing really special there. Gateway on the way for NEXSickness, not opting to go for a wall-in, deciding that he doesn't need a wall-in. You don't actually need wall-ins against Terrans, because if Terran decides to go an early push strategy, your wall-in won't do jack squat because, well, Marines can shoot. Meanwhile, the scout for Grunts has finally reached our Protoss player's base, and yeah, both players actually having similar scouting times, quite identical. And that means that both players will know what's going on and when it's going down. Standard play, another pylon that suppose we might see a cybernetic score pretty soon. On the other side of the map, the probe did not manage to delay the barracks because of that really delayed scouting time. Orbital command on the way, so soon we'll have a big of an economical advantage for Grunts. While NEXSickness has nothing of sorts. If you want to see something out of NEXSickness right now, something worth mentioning is that you do not have an early Zealot. Opting to guess the cybernetic score, that means that the first unit is going to be the Stalker. Whoa, yes, so interesting. A double racks play for Grunts. Tech lab with conch missiles and marauders. So yes, it will be a bit of a Marauder push, I suppose. A Marauder versus a Stalker. The Marauder is slightly, more advantaged. There's a Marine and a Marauder. We'll see if there's a push or just waiting for the defensive. I suppose with two racks, one not even being finished yet, I suppose Grunts might just be opting to go for the defensive play, which is quite a big possibility. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, no Stalker as of yet for NEXSickness, deciding that the best defense is a force field that cannot be shot. Will use the sentries to try and hold the ramp. He have enough energy for, he only has enough energy for one force field. It's pretty tricky. Will he able to lay it down in time? There we go, laying down. Sadly, the SCV is trapped. The SCV will fall, and that means that there will be no bunker. Here is the second sentry, and that means that there will be another force field to defend against this. There's another force field, and nice, but now Sickness is trapped. Oh, no, he'll actually have another. Come on, will he lay down the third force field? Yes, separating the Marine. That is nice. Losing a little bit of army. One unit at this point in the game can mean a lot. Stimpack is finally on the way. 2 Marines and a Marauder on the way, probably because we have a reactor. So 2 racks early pressure for Grunts. Will he be able to defeat our Protoss player? I do not know. If you saw this, yes, that's right, we do have a hidden tech building, and the tech building is Twilight Council. That means Blink Stalkers or Zealot legs. I don't know if either is such a good in this situation, especially considering that Sickness does not have that many legs, that many Zealots or Stalkers. So yeah, will we see something else? No, a robotics facility. And finally, Grunts has fallen back and decided to play defensively. What does this mean? I do not know. There's a dark shrine. So that means that we will have Dark Templar. Simple as that. Simple as that. So once the Dark Templar, the Dark Shrine is complete, Dark Templars will be here. Only detection for good old Grunts is the orbital command. That means that he doesn't have quite a lot detection, and especially because probably he's gonna use a lot of the energy on mules, because the one scan only revealed the robotics facility, so he's not worried about anything. He's probably thinking that he's gonna face mass gateway units, and he actually has a good enough defense line against that Marine Marauders with the stim and the bunker. And now he's finally moving out. Let's see what will happen. These zealots and these sentries are the only ground army at the moment for NEXSickness. The Dark Shrine is still a little bit away. Starport on the way. We'll see if that starport, and here's a little bit of encounter. Nope, just scouting that force with the observer. So technically Grunts now is in a good position if he can push and do the damage before the Dark Shrine completes, because once that is done, we're gonna have a problem. Luckily, Grunts is actually smart enough not to waste his energy on mules, on scans. As you can see, he has enough energy for a scan, but is not using it because he does not want to be caught out of position if those Dark Templars actually are to arrive. As you can see, we already have one Dark Templar, and soon we'll have that drop inside the base. There's no defenses. That's the problem here. Dark Templar do an insane amount of damage. 50, I believe, is the damage they do, and we'll have this thing land pretty soon. Is there anything on the defensive? Nope, there's nothing on the defensive. Medivacs, there's that Dark Templar falling. Probably have a couple of more warpins. There's that Dark Templar, and all the SCVs need to move out. Here's another Dark Templar, and it's gonna start chopping away at the army. A good scan, but the problem is the Dark Templars are quite split at the moment, and a good scan will only solve the problem of one, and that's, you don't want that. Only has enough energy for one scan, I believe. He did. Nope, the Dark Templar is still there. As you can see, this Dark Templar actually supply blocking, and there's the scan taking out one Dark Templar, but one is still alive, another one being warped in, and now Grunt is in a very bad way because he does not have any energy on any scouting capabilities whatsoever. Laying down a missile turret, he needs to keep it. He needs to defend it. He needs to make sure that it goes up, trying to defend that SCV, but no, there's the Dark Templars attacking it, and bam, it's over. It is over. Dark Templar play by NEXSickness. I don't think that there's any way for yep, there we go. Whatever he said there, something. If anybody feels like translating that, thank you. Sadly, I can't translate that. There's no way I can copy characters from in-game chat. Or is there? Let's find out. Message log. Nope, no way to copy that. Blizzard should actually implement that, to try and copy paste the chat for translation purposes. Would be nice, would be actually nice to see if somebody actually is insulting you or threatening you, because hey, I'm sure that isn't the case, because Koreans in general, I've seen them to be very fair players and very acceptant of their own defeats. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Nice play by NEXSickness. Short game today. Sorry for not bringing you Majin Dead Space on Wednesday. Had a lot of stuff happening. I know I've skipped the episode, but because I've skipped, I'm gonna bring you an extra episode on Saturday to make sure that my quota of 3 episodes per week are released. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.